So here's an update on what's happening with my engine assembly on my 5-liter stalker project. So I have 2 pistons in. I have 1 and 5 already in. And just a little overview of what's happening. So these again are factory pistons that have been checked and cleaned up. We've got stock Ford rods, stock original Ford pistons. ARP rod bolts being added because these are a weak spot in 5-liter Fords. My rings, upon recommendation from my machinist or a Hastings, these are a moly coated top ring, and they are standard tension for the 5 liters, which the roller motors are a lower tension to begin with. So I've got my top rings, my second rings, my oil control rings all set out. And then I'm just going through the process of slowly assembling this. There's a process, of course, you need to follow for all of this. There's lots of videos on YouTube and many books written about it. With ARP rod bolts, you have to use their assembly lube. I'm using Ultra Slick for the bearings, Permatex. And this I'm using for cylinders and for lubricating the piston wall. People do different things. That's actually 30 weight oil. About a quarter Ultra Slick, and then I've got a tablespoon of Marvel Mystery Oil in there, which I use with kind of everything I do. I've had really good luck with it. So anyway, so that's the process. So we'll get these installed, flip it over, give you a little look underneath here at the crank I put in yesterday. And a couple things to notice on it. You can notice that the oil holes are chamfered a little bit, just to allow a little increased amount of flow there. He did a beautiful job at the machine shop polishing this up. It's just butter smooth, and it just turns butter smooth. He did a little align bore, just touched it, and wow, did it ever make a great difference. So put in the mains and put in the moly bearings. And everything's exactly in spec where it should be in terms of thrust. I think it was 5 thous, which should be 4 to 8. The main bearing clearances were perfect, right where they need to be. And I checked 3 rods, 1 here, 1 in the middle and the end, and they're all perfect, as he told me they'd be when he did his machine work, but always good to double check. And yeah, so working on this process, and we'll get these installed. The cam's already inside there, you can see it. That was one of the first things I did. All lubed up, again, spins just beautifully in there. So there's a quick little update on what's happening with my stalker project. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you about rings. So rings come with instructions, obviously. So the main ones here are your gaps, and we can see I have hyperuretic pistons, or hypereutectic, sorry, pistons. And for street strip should be for every bore, so that would work out to be times that by 4, so 25 thous, and that's pretty much exactly what it is. When I measured up, I think the top one was 26, and 20 for the second ring, which is exactly where it's spec'd in. So fits just as it should. And there's how you orient them, right? You got to orient your rings, stagger them in a certain way towards the front of the engine, of course, to make sure. And there's, of course, information about the honing. One thing I did notice about machine shop is that the finish on the bores is very smooth, way smoother than I actually would have anticipated. And I guess that's just something that's, you know, the way things are now, but it is like you can't catch a fingernail. You barely can feel it. Just, it feels like smooth metal, but there's a nice finish on there. But that's the way it's to be. I think he finishes it with 400 or 600 stones, like very smooth stones. That's part of the ring preparation package. So yeah, there you go. Quick overview as we finish getting all of the pistons and rods installed. Thanks for watching.